See who that is. Priscilla's here. Hi, Priscilla, how are you? Handshake. Fritzy's right there, but if I try to pick her up, she'll kill me. You can't mess with royalty. Yeah, if I give Priscilla too much attention, Fritzy shows up. Like, I don't think so. I'm the ruler here. It's my turf. Alright, I wasn't going to do a video, but because I posted the other one, alien contact video, alien influencer, yeah, gone wrong. I think the funniest part about that is when he's running, he's being chased out of Las Vegas. Yeah. Add the secret government in there. Had some government meetings in there that go wrong. He's running around, ends up at a fast food restaurant. Yeah, I just want to abduct people to help me with my DNA. Yeah, it's like that has such. With the conflict going on in the world, there is some disclosure. There you go. Mission accomplished. All that drama. So, yeah, I thought about doing that one. That one's for work, too. That's stuff for projects I'm doing for work, so that's where that came from. And it doesn't take that long to put that together. I was kind of playing around with it. I wasn't sure where to. I post on my main channel, which I never do. Of course, it's nice and shadow banned, so I mean, it's not recommended. Let's put it that way. It's allowed to exist. That's about it. We'll see how much it grows. I guess videos like that don't. There's like a time when you upload stuff like that. I think it's more early morning, but anyway, we'll see. We'll see. It might be the only one I post. Who knows? I've other things going on. It's a good laugh for those that have a sense of humor. Just haven't taught a comment for our sessions. Scheduler. Shop here. Yeah, all the rage is the influencer. So that's the alien influencer, alien blog. So yeah, let's see where it goes. Just it's funny. It might be educational for somebody. It might also be terrifying and give people nightmares. I didn't put, I think you can do this, where you can put people like strapped in on, like they got abducted, like strapped onto a table. I think you can do that. It's like, oh, don't worry about it. This won't take long. It's gonna probe your ass and send you back to somewhere. Yeah, it's disclosure. Take what you can get. It was a different type of Zetas. They're not all from future Earth. Some they're from other, other human realities have gone through whatever they've gone through. They're not going to explain everything. They're necessary for our. Look at that. That's freaking Fritzy. Looking for Priscilla. She's right over there. Anyway. Yeah, some Zetas come from World War III type worlds, but there's different. Some come from Zeta Reticuli, and just they have their own. Not everything has been disclosed with those realities, and doesn't necessarily need to be. Well, some of them have to do with yeah, they do experiments on themselves, and it gets out of hand. Doesn't mean it has to be another version of Earth. It's our Earth. It can be an Earth-like world, but it doesn't have to mean it's World War III. It's just they ruin their planet's resources and just do things they shouldn't be doing. So block out the sun, whatever it might be. Fritzy's here. So the Orion or Syrian conflict that's going on in the Middle East. It's really hard to say where that's going to go. Is of course you have the protests in the U.S. I saw some of that today. Cat, what are you doing? So that's jeez. See where that turns into. Where'd she go? Big mama. Yeah, Fritzy is a mom cat. She's the type to take care of everybody. So, and Priscilla is the baby. I guess I'm the baby too, right? Something like that. She can't have kids, but she's kind of like the mom still. Yeah, there's enough cats out there. You don't need any more. What? So, but yeah, the Orion stuff that's going on, yeah, it's probably best not to get too involved with it. But yeah, that can go into all different directions. You can get, yeah, it's open to so many different, it's hard to say. It's just something that you think it should be on the radar of some people that are spiritually trying to figure themselves out. You don't have to get too deep into it, but have some idea. Because it's, they can call it, the protest that's going on in the U.S., yeah, that's not, well, we'll see how that Civil War goes. Because there's other agendas there. People are just going to use this and create another agenda out of it. Just to use the opportunity. Cat. Pretty. Yes. Trying to concentrate. She's messing around. She's clearing the energy, but yeah, chill. So yeah, where things are heading is not. So the U.S. this whole thing can be, other agendas can hijack it. Just use the whole protest thing as a reason to cause conflict here in the U.S. We'll see where that goes, and then the Middle East. It's hard to say where that's going to go, because China can get involved, or some other country can get involved, and that can get out of hand. So, and living in that area is, an exit. An early exit area. Unless you can escape. But overall, like life in general, obviously, I mean, there are set timelines, like for a connection, but still up to, there's potential, but it doesn't mean it'll actually happen. You can do everything on your side to make things happen, but it doesn't mean it'll be it'll be executed on the other side. So all you can do is put in your best effort and see where things go. Yeah, there's nothing 100% for certain. Let's put it that way. Then again, there are some certain situations that are assisted that can occur. We have to put the effort into it. Depends on what it is. Like work wise, like relationship wise, you can't force anybody to do any. Well, I guess you can try. Not sure. I guess you can work to some level. I guess. Yeah. Good luck with that one. But like work wise, you can, you know, can manifest some kind of, like I said, put your best effort in and see what happens. And there's some guarantees and sometimes there's not. It all depends. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, you feel like it's meant to be, but not always. Anyway. So yeah, the conflict that's going on, it's happened to some of the Orion energies. Syria and Orion, of course, also the Palladium, but the Orions are kind of a control freak energy, and they have some kind of royalty here, where incarnate within their family lines, and things just come easily. It doesn't mean they're the smartest people in the world. Doesn't mean they're most talented, or it's just this life kind of works for them. Like they become a dentist or a doctor. Doesn't mean they're the greatest doctor. Doesn't mean they're the greatest dentist or a lawyer or whatever. But still, at least they have some kind of, decent lifestyle. They just have to put effort into it, though. So they give you some. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't mean it brings happiness. So. And sometimes they sell out when they do the show like that. So there's that. So, well, because you might be able to get like a relationship and kids and looks, but if there's a lot of internal conflict, like internal lack of love or just no originality, just things come like you can be really popular, musically or whatever, professionally, but like I say, there's no originality there, so you just you just might be successful, but forgettable at the same time, let's put it that way. So anyway, and sometimes the people know that are living that, or agree to that. So anyway, going to Orion and Syrian energy. So, alright, blessings. Greens, yeah, Orions. And the Syrian perspective, on a neutral level, this Orion frequencies has to do with control. Doesn't mean doesn't mean they have to be justified in it. And there could be different fractions of the Orions of, 2 or 3 bosses, basically. Like, oh, I'm the boss. Oh, I'm the boss. We all can't be the boss. It's kind of like a brother and sister or, sibling type of situation. And, you'd be surprised how, what's happening in the Middle East is kind of like that. And they're just not getting along, and they're just, one, how it is with families. You have a brother or a sister, or it's like, what, screw you. I'm going to do whatever I feel like. It's like, okay, and then there'll be consequences. Doesn't mean it makes any sense. Other consequences, or be harsh consequences that are, so it's very much like a family situation there. And yes, others suffer, of course. And of course, there's karmic debts there. And it just shows the elite powers are having difficulties. I mean, both sides are burning each other. They're just making it's just they're just making each other more and more angrier. So how do you, yeah, it's not like you go into the the locker room and just fight it out. Instead of doing it on the world stage, which isn't helping anything. But it truly is. It's just like both sides feel like they're right, and they're just not giving in, while others suffer. Of course, they're justifying it and so on, but really it comes down to that a toxic brotherhood that's gone completely wrong. Obviously, you say that, and it's like, oh, but there's this and that, and yeah, well, on another level, it is a family fight. I mean, it's a neighbor situation. I mean, like neighbors can fight, but this is more family bloodline connections. You can say it's more energetic. It can be physical to some level. At this point, it doesn't matter. It is a conflict of interest on both sides. And like I say, they're both setting each other on fire, basically. So if one side, we're kind of keep this general, but would like, the one side not build these things and do this and just, oh, it's not trusting anyone. So it's continues to build. And there's some secret stuff there, of course, also. So it's, yeah, we have trust issues, which is understood. You're going to do whatever you feel like. So, yeah. There's no winners in this, technically. Well, if the war stops, that would be the winner on both ends, but right now there's no winners at all. It's very controversial. So can they that's some of these, if these fights go on, yes, for forever, they can. And even here, as you know, you can't go into all details. You can't truly go into. This has been going on for, you can say thousands of years or more on other planetary systems. So this is just one version of it. So they've had other versions of it. I would say more vicious than this one. This one's pretty bad, but this has to do with just, I mean, they're in the physical third dimension. They're not exactly happy about it. And so, in some ways it's like we'll just blow each other to hell and deal with it in the afterlife, which they won't deal with it. No, it will just continue on. But it's kind of like that too. Like neither one of those parties really want to be here in the physical realms when you look at it. Not really. But they've lost their, obviously they've lost their higher frequencies and dropped down to this world, you can say. And even here, yeah, they're just still. So, without going into all the details. So in your path here, it's just basically just unlocking your own mysteries. And yes, it is a way of just distraction. To give you some context to it. Obviously it goes more deeper into it galactically, which we don't feel like is necessary. It doesn't matter. I mean, the roots of it is just a family matter. And as some of you know, it can get quite vicious. Most of many traumas come from family. Or connecting to another family through marriage or whatever it is. So, either way, it's family. It doesn't mean they have to have a physical bloodline connection either way. It runs deep. Well, it does. They're all related in the long run in some ways. So, and that can cause conflict with that also. Why am I related to you? That just makes me sick. So there's that also. Yeah, there's areas that we just don't want to go into details. Let somebody see the situation there. So, and it doesn't mean you have to battle this for the rest of your lives that are going through it. But of course, sometimes it's a choice. Sometimes. So once again, in your spiritual walk, it's basically just finding your individual self and not letting these situations take you down. If it's not in your life, yeah, if it's not getting into your field, then what does it matter? It's when it starts interfering in your life, then of course it's good to keep an eye observed. There's nothing wrong with that, but not to let it intervene in your life path. So, yes, we'll leave you with that. Keep it simple. That's it.